tracking status, our V4 SP2. Let it smoke. It's gonna smoke a lot. What's up everybody, Manny from Motomillion and welcome to the R1M series. On the last episode, you saw us get into the airbox of this bike. We put this beautiful gold foil tape. I don't know if it shows in the videos, but when you stand by the bike, you could clearly see it because it's shining back. That's a reflective tape that's on there to keep that airbox cool, especially on some of these dyno runs that the bike heat soaks. We did the velocity stacks, the block off plates, and the air filter. Now that's all taken care of and the bike's back together. I want to get this bike to a state that we could ride it. The most important thing is the flash. This World Superbike exhaust that you saw us install in a previous episode is missing the O2 sensor locations, and we've deleted the O2 sensors off this bike. It being a racing system, they do not run O2 sensors on them. And Brendan's flash is going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of the radiator and oil coolers. You guys have commented on the video of the exhaust that get rid of this fender. We're going to do that before we ride it so that the bike is looking good going down the road. We're going to be installing our NRC fender eliminator on it. And we have one surprise piece. This World Superbike system comes with its carbon belly pan. We're going to be installing that specific carbon belly pan that is for this exhaust. It's different because if you watch the episode where we installed this exhaust, we showed you the differences between the World Superbike system and the Evolution system that we had in hand. But good news, we do have the belly pans available now from Full 6 that will fit your bike if you're running an aftermarket exhaust system. So those are available. I'll show you that one as well. The design is a little different. I actually prefer the Full 6 one, but you'll see that when we get to it. So let me not talk anymore. Let me get started on this. I'm going to first jump on the flash, take the seat off and read the bike, and then we'll get on to the other stuff. I first got to get under the seat. Look right here, this is the agnostic plug. I'm just going to read the bike now, but when we actually flash it, I'm going to pull this piece off because I'm going to connect the battery tender to the bike. I know the bike's brand new, but I don't want to take any chances with the voltage dropping while we're flashing it. And this is our handheld from BrenTune. We'll just plug it in and we'll just run through the commands. Recognize the brand already, and I just went through and picked the R1 2020 and above, it said. Let me text Brandon. Let's go inside. So we just read our file from our handheld and I'm just sending it to Brandon. And there we go. I'm just going to wipe the exhaust down before we start it because this is what I do on a brand new exhaust. No matter if it wasn't written, I just want to make sure that we get a good coat of WD-40 on here just to make sure that this is going to blow nicely. And before we flash it, we're just going to start the bike as directed by Brendan himself. To start it just as it is, just to see if the bike is idling correctly, because these bikes are sensitive. Especially with the sprint filters. Sometimes the filters are not sealed nicely with the airbox, and if you have any leak in the airbox, the idle is going to be really wonky, and it's not because of the tune, because the bike still doesn't have the tune in it, but we just want to verify this before we go ahead and put the tune so we're not chasing around to see why the idle is not idling correctly. So here we go, sound check. Let it warm up so that it goes through all the sequences, but it's idling pretty fine. And for those people who thought this exhaust system is quiet, I don't know if you could tell, I gotta raise my voice, almost scream to tell you guys what I'm trying to say because it is pretty loud. I'm just going to wait until the fan kicks in. That way you know it's fully warmed up and it's that it's done the warm-up sequence, because there is different maps for the cold start and the once the bike is warmed up. But it's idling perfectly now, so we know that that airbox is sealed well. There you go, the fan's kicked in. And the bike's idling. Okay, now let's get to the flash. So I didn't mention this at the start of the video, but I did mention it throughout the flash that I'm going to run a battery tender. I'm not going to use the tender for now because we are going to get a lithium battery. Surprise, you know, that was going to happen. I hope I didn't ruin the surprise for you guys, but that's why I'm going to install the C-Tech lithium charger. So I'm just going to pre-wire it to the battery. That way we'll just plug it in, so when we're doing the flash, we don't have any issues with the voltage dropping. Again, the bike's brand new, the battery is brand new, but you never know. Rather be safe than sorry. And these are, if you have a lithium battery, you got to get the lithium one, because lithium batteries technically do not have tenders, they have maintainers. That keeps it cycling through and does all this stuff that I'm not an electric engineer to know, but it's different. So if you're looking for a, let's call these tenders, maintainers, whatever they are, they're on our website obviously, but if you have a lithium battery, get the lithium one, and if you don't, just get the non-lithium one. There we go, now we have this hooked up. We go to writing. Motomillion R1. You'll hear it click a couple times and do some things while it runs through the relays and stuff through the bike. And you might get all sorts of error codes on the dash. I think the Ducatis are more dramatic. They flash like crazy. This one just has all the lights on it right now. So next time we start, we should not have that check engine light. I think the check engine light right now is there for the O2 sensors that was unplugged. And also the servo motor for the exhaust flapper, that's not there anymore. And this flash will take care of all of that and more. You know, the restrictions are going to be gone. The correct mapping is going to be there for our airbox mods that we did, and also the exhaust. And eventually we're going to report back with a dyno run. So as we're waiting for the flash to complete itself, I think it's almost done. We are checking the tracking status. Yes, we get a tracking number nowadays with motorcycles of our V4 SP2 getting delivered to the good guys at Ducati Detroit, which will then it'll be shipped to us. It says it's out for delivery. Fingers crossed it's going to get delivered today, and in a couple of days we'll have it here. And watch out for an V4 SP2 series that's going to be coming up, and it's going to be a lot of work for us to create all the content for you guys, but we're gonna try. Perfect, now it's done. So before I start the bike, because I'm going to be working the frontal area of the motorcycle, it already is quite warm. I'm going to let it cool down. Maybe we'll just start off with the fender eliminator. I'll do the radiator guards, and we'll do the final start of the bike once everything is cooled down so that I don't get burnt. And let's do it. And our fender is off. So as you can see, the NRC is all plug and play. NRC does supply their own hardware for this. And some of you watching this might be questioning, you know, why didn't we run an integrated taillight or any other solution that's out there? Yes, there are made in US integrated taillights for these bikes, and I'm a big believer in buying stuff from Western countries. And that being said, NRC is all made in the US. They're made actually here in New York. And the other part is that it's the safety. You know, I know we don't like the big fenders in the back and everything. Everything that they produce, they've taken into account that the signals has to show you no matter what angle you look at the back from, that you could see left or right. And it's not even just obviously for us to take a look at here, but other motorists on the road. And if you take a look at these, the way that the signals are angled, you could see it from the side, you could see it from the back. And with the taillight of these bikes being so small and skinny, if you put an integrated taillight on this bike, you're never going to know. It'll just blink. I guess you could be technically legal. But other than that, you know, you want to be safe on the road. After all, these are road bikes. We do share the road with other motorists. And, you know, you probably want to consider that when you're buying a Fender eliminator for your motorcycle or deleting anything off of it. There we go. That's on now. All we gotta do is plug these in, clean up the wires here with some zip ties. That's the light. And that's how clean it looks, and look how bright it is. That's also another thing that we really like is bright. You have your license plate light as well, so that you're staying within the rules. So now that the tail tight is taken care of, I'm just going to get to the radiator guard situation that we have. So the Yamaha R1M and the R1s do come with a oil cooler guard from the factory. My OCD won't let me just put the other one because the mesh is not the same. But also, if you look at this DHE83 ones, the mesh is a lot tighter, meaning that a bigger rock will get through this, but it will not get through this one. So these foamies are there for the vibration so that you do not have rattles or anything like that of these. The factory one doesn't even have it, but I like to use them. So if you guys come take a look, the radiator guard is on, and this is the easy part. The oil cooler guard, just like the factory one, it just will slide in. So now that we've done the radiator guards, you could probably tell it's the next day. My shirt has changed. And by the way, we get these questions a lot. If you guys are looking for the shirts that I wear, they're Alpine Star shirts. You can check them out in the apparel section of our website. We're gonna do the first oil change. Since the dyno break-in video, we haven't done the oil change. We haven't even ridden this bike. I wanna show you this cool little piece that we're gonna be using, continued on from this oil change. This basically is a quick drain plug we're gonna be using instead of our drain bolts. When you're not draining the oil, this is what it looks like as the drain plug. And it has this little piece. This has a hose that's attached to it that comes in the kit. So you open your cap, it is sealed. There is a ball in there. So it's like a valve, a ball valve. And when you place this in and do a quarter turn like this, it releases all your oil. When you're done, you just take it out and it's sealed. It's a really cool piece of German engineering that we're putting on our Japanese bike, but this is gonna help us a lot because, as I mentioned, we're gonna be doing some frequent oil changes to keep that clean oil in the bike as we go through some of the first miles that we have. After the oil change, I'm gonna show you guys the belly pan that's gonna go on this bike, and then I think we'll be ready for our first ride. Anyhow, without further ado, let me get to the oil change and then I'll show you guys that belly pan. Yes, I do wear gloves. I get my hands dirty, but some people comment even on the gloves. But if you want to comment on them, feel free to do so, you know. We don't discriminate. And as you can see, the oil, I don't know if it comes out on the camera, but the color is pretty fresh. But then again, the color of the oil apparently doesn't mean much. So I put some oil around the seal of the filter. We're using a K&M filter. We have these filters along with the drain plug as an oil change kit for the R1Ms, or R1s as well, because they fit all the R1 and R1M models. We're just going to clean up all the excess oil Apply our magic WD-40. And once we do that, we're gonna fill it up with oil, start it up, and check the oil level. And we got our Motul 300V 10W40. It is a recommended weight from the factory for these bikes. And I don't know, it's one of those things. You either use one oil or the other one. And we use the Motul 300V on almost all of our sport bikes here. It smells pretty good too. You want to smell it? Actually, it has a smell. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys ever get a Motul 300V, just smell it. It actually smells pretty good. Daniel behind the camera thought I was joking, but try not to make a mess and not have someone hold this. And earlier in the video, we mentioned that we're getting the SP2 delivered. It got delivered. It's been PDI'd. Thanks to Charlie at Ducati Detroit and his staff. Fingers crossed we're gonna have it here soon, so pretty excited. We're gonna have to do a break-in and oil change and all that kind of cool stuff on that bike too. We'll post it up and we'll keep you guys updated with the SP2 build. Just gonna start the bike. So we're gonna let the bike sit a little bit, but I want to show you this tube. This is the tube that comes with that Stellobus valve, and this is the little piece that you'll keep aside from now on. And what you do is you'll just put it in like this and take the cap off of it, slide this in, quarter turn, it'll drain your oil. You'll never have to change the crush washer again, and this makes it super easy and clean. It doesn't drip anything out, and you could just let it sit there and drip it out as much as you want. So we'll let the bike sit. Once everything is okay and the oil level is okay, we're going to go ahead with the belly pan. You guys want to stay around and see it because it's been something that we've been asked a lot. Finally, the belly pans for the 2020 and newer R1Ms are ready. You guys will see that, and I'm going to show you another piece. What's up, Eve?
Yeah, he's 4 miles away.
Okay, that's good. So, awesome, man. I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
We're actually filming right now. We're filming the phone conversation because we did mention that the SP2 got delivered because we had a tracking number like an Amazon package. And on top of it, you know you're coming down, so you're going to be able to bring it down. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, should be really great content.
Yeah, well.
I'm expecting big things out of the bike.
Yeah, well, it's a new bike. Don't expect too much. It's going to be a little quiet, but at least I'll get to see a dirty ape. That's what I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, okay, well, I won't keep you on the phone. I know you have your kids with you, and I got to finish up this R1M over here so that we can ride it, but look forward to seeing you here.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Awesome. Talk later, Eve. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Well, that was confirmation that everything's going to plan, that the SP2 is going to be here in 2 days. And trust me, it never gets old. Getting a new bike, even though we are lucky enough to be able to have a lot of these beautiful bikes around, and some of these, especially some of these rarer bikes too. But I'm telling you, I get excited every time that there's a bike that's coming in. Even some of the parts that we receive, I get so excited about it that it's, I think it's the best part of the job is, since I like it so much, I get to enjoy every little bit of it. Let it smoke. It's gonna smoke a lot. Get this thing another way. Start up with that in there. could sit here revving it all day. But we want to ride it. So oil change is done. Let me show you the belly pans. Since we're running the World Superbike exhaust, this is the belly pan that we run. This is supplied with the exhaust. So if you want this exhaust from us, this belly pan gets supplied with it, because unfortunately, this is, like I said, this is a very race looking belly pan. It is a belly pan, and it has this giant piece of heat shielding in it, and that heat shielding comes separate, so you're going to have to cut it up and put it in yourself since it's a race part. But these are the brand new belly pans by Full Six, and it sucks that we can't use this, but you know, on the other hand, we have the World Superbike exhaust. But if you have an R1M, this is an R1M one, because the R1s look very similar but different. It has a lot nicer design, if you ask me. It has all these vents there and down here. It has the Full Sixes, 6 little slashes here. But yeah, if you guys want, and this obviously comes with the infused heat shielding and the extra heat shielding on top. If you guys are running a full exhaust, this only works with a full exhaust. You guys can get this belly pan by Full Six. But since we have our special exhaust, we're left with this. We might get King David to do something with the bike. I think we want to do some sort of a paint scheme, not going too far away from the R1M's all carbon look. But maybe we'll get him to do something special on this for us, so that we could have something that's not so plain Jane, even though, you know, it's carbon. I know some of you guys like carbon, but we do like a little bit of color. There you go. So this stuff does not come with the hardware. We did, give me 1 second, we did use some of our own hardware. And all you guys out there that hate Ducatis, this is a Ducati bolt that I'm using on it. Because we did get a lot of comments about people saying, why did you call this bike the Ducati of the Japanese Ducati? I actually was complimenting it, because if you do go ride a Ducati, they are damn fun to ride.
I gave him both your keys and your owner's manuals, so he should have everything. I'm gonna make sure you get your stock box with everything as well.
Okay, amazing. You didn't forget the t-shirt for us, right?
Nope.
Amazing.
Gonna be to you.
Okay, really appreciate it, Charlie. It's always a pleasure, and I can't wait to order the next bike from you.
Well, I appreciate you, sir. So
awesome.
Enjoy this one. Take some cool video content and share it with me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Sounds good. Perfect. Thanks, Charlie. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The SP2 just got picked up. Look at this thing. It's got a full belly pan, the full exhaust. You can see our little fibers hanging out here. That's it. That's the exhaust. The oil change is done. We did the flash, we did the velocity stacks, the air filter, we did our fender eliminator. Now we're ready to ride this thing, put some more miles, and when we can, I'm going to try to get it on a dyno as soon as possible just to see the differences. But yeah, so we're going to ride it, and as you saw in the video, 650 is coming down in a couple of days. We're going to get to ride this thing a little bit, because I don't want him to forget about the R1Ms. He has one himself, but he doesn't use it as much, but these are wonderful machines. But so that's it for this episode, guys. On the next episode, you're going to see us ride the bike, and if you can arrange it, we'll get it on the dyno on the next episode too. If not, it'll be in another episode that you'll definitely see the dyno numbers that this bike does with all the stuff that's installed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you're wondering about any of the products that was used in this video, it's always going to be in the description below as well. Until next time, guys, have a good one.